Whenever you first start selling on Amazon, you probably don't have a ton of cash to get started with. But it is still possible to start with a small amount and scale to a big business. It just takes time and is super important to focus on scaling your cash in the most effective way possible. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 tips for how you can scale your business faster and get to crushing those $10,000 months and beyond on a consistent monthly basis. The first tip that I'm going to give you is understanding your ROI and cash relationship. ROI, or return on investment, is a super important metric for when you're analyzing products to resell. I always recommend that newer sellers start out targeting at least a 50% return on investment. This is important for 2 reasons. One, whenever you first start out, you probably don't have a bunch of money to work with, so you need to focus on growing your money faster by getting higher return on investment products. Whenever you're starting out, you also don't know a lot and you're more likely to be making mistakes. So it's better to have a higher target ROI and leave yourself a buffer in case anything does go wrong. By focusing on a higher ROI, you're running a more conservative business and also hopefully growing your capital more effectively. When you continually reinvest into higher return on investment products, then you're going to start that snowball that will allow you to grow and get to $10,000 a month and beyond. But as you scale, that's when the cash portion comes into play. The more cash you have on hand and the better your understanding is of the knowledge of the data that you're analyzing, the more it makes sense to start to go with lower return on investment items. Now, please be aware that I'm only recommending this for as you scale and really have a good understanding and have more money on hand. It doesn't make sense to have money sitting in the bank collecting a 0% return when you could be spending it on a 25, 30, 20% return on investment. If you have the cash available sitting around, then it's better to spend that and capture some sort of return than it is to just let it sit there. So when you first start out, focus on the higher return items, but understand that as you scale, you need to be open to taking lower returns on your products. Tip number 2 I'm going to give you is to utilize FBM. Most people selling on Amazon like to use FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, where you ship everything into the Amazon warehouse, Amazon ships to your customers, and handles a lot of the heavy work for you. And I'm telling you that FBM can be a great way to grow your capital. FBM, or fulfilled by merchant, is also sometimes referred to as MF, and this is where you are going to ship the product directly to the customer and where you are going to be responsible for customer service. It is more work, but it can help you grow your capital faster. FBM will allow you to get your payments from Amazon quicker. If I buy an item today and I list it FBM today and I sell it today, I'm going to ship it to the customer, and within about a week of it arriving from the customer, Amazon will add that to my balance and I'll be eligible to withdraw that. But if I buy an item today and I list it and send it in FBA today, Amazon might not receive it for, a few days to a week. It might take a week or even a few weeks to check in. And overall, it's just going to take longer for it actually to become available and then ship to the customer. So FBM allows you to capture the sales today or just a lot quicker, allowing you to get that money back into your account and allow you to scale your money quicker. Tip number 3, and I'm super surprised by how many people don't already do this. Tip number 3 is to take your payouts daily. Not every account has this, but if you have the ability in your disbursement page to request a payout every night, you should. There are really 2 key reasons for this. One, like we're talking about, it allows you to scale your money faster. The quicker you can get Amazon to pay you, and if that's daily, that's great. You may have to wait 2 weeks, but some accounts are eligible for those daily payouts, and if you are, you should grab them. Then you're going to be able to get your money daily and reinvest it daily into new high return on investment products. Requesting your daily payouts is also super important because it helps mitigate your risk. I don't want to scare anybody, but Amazon is a risky business and they could hold your funds or shut your account down anytime for any reason. And if that happens, then they're going to be holding all of your funds in reserve until whatever is going on gets resolved. You want to make sure that Amazon has the least amount of your money possible and that most of the money is in your pocket or in profitable inventory. Tip number 4 is to do retail arbitrage. This is the business model that I always recommend to beginners because I think it is overall just way more beginner friendly. Currently in my business, we're primarily doing online arbitrage and a bit of wholesale, but retail arbitrage is excellent for helping to scale your cash faster. This is because when you go and buy something retail arbitrage, you're actually physically going into the stores, picking it up, and buying it that day. Versus if I place an order with a distributor or with online arbitrage, it could be, a couple days to maybe even as much as a week. Wholesale could even be longer until I receive those items and I'm able to process them. So again, this kind of goes back to the FBM. It's all about speed. And if you're utilizing retail arbitrage, which I really think you should in those early days, it's going to allow you to get your items immediately and either send them FBM or send them in FBA right away. It's overall just going to increase your processing times and help you again with that snowball factor and grow your money faster. Tip number 5 is outsourcing. And with this video being geared towards beginners, I do want to have a word of caution here that you shouldn't outsource too early. But whenever you're running into issues where you don't have enough time and you have more money that you can use to solve them, then you should start hiring people to help you. The main thing that you're going to be outsourcing as someone scaling from 0 to 10K a month might be your prep. This is where you might hire a friend, get an employee, potentially a prep center, but at this stage, probably you're going to be keeping it in-house and you're going to pay them to help you with your prep. Now, be sure to consult with a CPA if you're hiring any employees. But generally speaking, you just pay somebody an hourly rate and they're going to help you with your prep process. Once they're trained, this is going to take that prep off your hands and allow you to focus on higher return on investment activities like product research that will really help exponentially grow your business. Let me know down below which one of these tips has been the most helpful for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.